Officiating a wedding can be daunting enough in itself, but at least it's scripted and everybody's well behaved. A wedding rehearsal can be downright terrifying, coordinating all these people, all these moving parts. So let's talk about how a wedding rehearsal can be not scary, but actually really fun. I am Mark Allen Grollo, a full-time, book-solid professional wedding officiant here in Toronto, and here is how I run a nice, tight, fun wedding rehearsal. Yes, it can be fun and productive at the same time. Here are 5 steps to a fun and successful wedding rehearsal. You ready? Number 1, assess the rehearsal space. Here's what I mean by assess the space. Sometimes you're going to be able to rehearse in the actual venue where the wedding ceremony is. Cool. Sometimes you're going to be rehearsing anywhere else. I always insist on a wedding rehearsal in every ceremony I do. It's not an extra, it's not an add-on for me. It adds a lot of peace of mind to everybody there. So let's take 40 minutes the night before rehearsing the ceremony. So when you get there, you're going to want to consider 2 things. First of all, where is everybody going to marshal at the back? So everybody's got to line up somewhere, and we got to practice coming down the aisle. So there's got to be a space where everybody's going to do that. Is there enough room for them to line up? So head over there, look, make sure there's enough space, figure out how you're going to actually physically fit people into that space. The second thing you're going to want to do is, of course, go to the front, whether it's the real front or a mock front. We got to basically have enough room there for everybody to stand in the lines, in the wings, exactly as they're going to do on the wedding ceremony. You want to make sure you do that ahead of time when you arrive at the rehearsal space so you can do that smoothly and you're not going to hit any jams when everybody's watching. So quietly do that when you arrive before you kick off the rehearsal. Step number 2 is tell everyone what is going to happen. So we gather everybody in, welcome everybody, these 2 are getting married, clap, introduce some other vendors that might be there, a planner, a DJ, anything like that. And then you say, here is what the rehearsal is going to look like. It only has to take about 40 minutes. Let's be on our best behavior. And basically you tell people what the next 40 minutes are going to look like. Have you ever been stuck at a meeting or stuck at a wedding rehearsal maybe where you're wondering, when does this thing end? I'm held hostage here. I don't know when we're going to get out of here. Don't make people feel uncomfortable like that. Tell them, in 40 minutes, we're going to be out of here. Here's what it's going to look like. What does it look like? That's the next 3 steps. So here we go. Step number 3 for a fun and successful wedding rehearsal is talk through the ceremony. So I always bring my iPad into the ceremony, gather everybody around, here they are, and then I say, let's talk it through, and I'm always looking at the couple for their assent. Yes, we're still doing this. Yes, you agree with that. They've seen the script beforehand, and so none of this is a surprise to them. But we're going to talk it through. So wedding starts at 4:30. At 4:25, we're going to marshal at the back. Here's the lineup. Then at 4:30, I'm going to walk in alone or with the groomsmen or whatever we've planned. Music will start. Here's who's going to come in. And we just talk through the whole thing. That should take about 5 to 10 minutes. We're not actually reading any of the words we're going to say, but that way everybody there in the party, the parents, the vendors, they all get a sense of, okay, this is the 30,000-foot view of what the ceremony looks like. Now I know what I can expect. When the talk through is done, then we move to step 4 of the wedding rehearsal for us, which is walk through the wedding ceremony. So we've talked it through, people know what it looks like. Then after that I say, all right everybody, let's head to the back, the space that we've assessed already, and we line everybody up in the order that we're walking in. So typically the officiant is at the front, then maybe the groomsman, then maybe the groom if he's sitting somebody, and you line everybody up in the order at the back and we walk it through. I always tell people, this part is going to be chaotic, it's going to be messy, I'm going to be grabbing your shoulders and straightening you out and making sure they're parallel. Again, we're having a good time because people know this is going to be over in 40 minutes and we're getting to know each other and we're getting to laugh. But this is for muscle memory. We do want to walk it through as best we can and as thoroughly as we can and go over all the elements with the couple when they're standing in front of us. This part, in my experience, takes about 25 minutes or so to get everything right. And then after that, I say, great everybody, how do you feel about that? Now it's time for step number 5, which is do a quick rerun. So we've talked it through, we've walked it through as messy and chaotic. Now, I tell them, This is going to take about 4 minutes, and I'm not going to, again, we're not going over scripting or things like that. The rehearsal is really for the wedding party and for the couple to know when to walk, when to stand, when to leave, that kind of thing. So I say, everybody, let's do this again. You're going to be amazed at how excellent you are at this. Believe it or not, it was really chaotic and messy, but now you're going to know when to stand, where to walk, how to come in, all that stuff. And so we do that, and it does take about 4 minutes, and everyone feels fantastic about their role the next day after we do the quick rerun, not least of all the couple. They always leave feeling absolutely amazing. So after that, I say, any questions? Typically people say no, maybe there's a couple that we straighten out, and then basically, see you tomorrow. I love wedding rehearsals. I think they're a lot of fun. It's a great chance to get to know everybody, and there you go. This kind of formula of walking in, assessing the space, gathering everybody around, telling them what's going to happen, and then talking it through, walking it through, and rerunning it is an absolute slam dunk to take away everybody's anxiety around all the moving parts for the wedding ceremony. If you want an expanded version of this video, please look down below in the description. You'll see a link that'll take you to a detailed blog post about how I run a wedding rehearsal. Like this video, subscribe to this channel for weekly pointers and pro tips on how to officiate a wedding. Leave some comments below about wedding rehearsals, anything that you would like to add, anything that you've seen works better or doesn't quite work at all. I'd love to hear from you. Let's get a little discussion going down there. Wedding rehearsals are not scary. You, the wedding officiant, you're in charge. Now you know how to do it. Smooth, successful, and totally fun. See you next time.